There is no basketball. There is no NBA. The game has been canceled.
Boys, nice
Ha ha! Happy April Fool's Day, baby. This is the NBA, and we've got a great one in store. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. The fans making some noise here at the Knicks Arena. The New York Knicks are getting settled in. Taking a look at Brooklyn, they're in 9th place in the Eastern Conference, still in the playoff picture, but they could use some wins.
Yeah, 4th and final matchup on the season, guys, and coming into this one, having won 2 of the first 3, there's the confidence there. The question is whether or not they can pull off the win tonight.
Well, there's no question about the confidence. They're looking to finish strong and close it out with a win. These two teams very familiar with one another at this point. That should make for a very combative matchup.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Setting the floor for the Nets. Warren is out there with Young. Then it's Brook Lopez. Then it's Isaiah Thomas. And it's Lamb at the shooting guard position.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself. And he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
To the inside, James. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one-hand tomahawk slam?
Now here's Lamb. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
King against Thomas. Feeds it to James. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
And that's what you want to see. Good fundamental sound basketball with the bounce pass.
Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Good on the shot. And it's 7 points here for Thaddeus Young.
Impressive start here. That's 5 straight makes to start the game.
And King, here we go. Lopez with the steal. In transition, here come the Nets. Lamb leading the charge. Here's Warren. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. It's his first trip to the line.
Yeah, he's averaging 80% from the line, and he has been as steady as they come at the stripe.
And I'll tell you guys, I mean, to see the improvement he's made in his free throw shooting in the space of just 1 season, I think it's been remarkable.
Now here's King. That's New Orleans, who is really on his game. Oladipo outside, beyond the arc. And that is good. Oladipo's got his first 3 points of the game.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
And Lamb kicks to Young. Thomas a screen. Warren the pass to Thomas. It's deflected. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Knight.
Shape up. Shape up.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. 6 to shoot. And Young, here we go. Here's Lopez. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Lopez has got his second basket of the night. Knicks trail by 7. King with it. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. The pass to Porzingis. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
Really nice way to get your first bucket of the day.
Nets leading by 5. Thomas dishes to Young. Now here's Warren. James covering. Screen by Young. Thomas kicks to Young. Now here's Lamb. Defense right on him. Shot off the pick. Can't get it to go. Knicks have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. King with it. He's picked up by Lopez. It's LeBron with the drive. Got a piece of it. And Lamb with a clear path to the hoop. And he gets it to go. Lamb's got 5.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
rolling, rolling, rolling. We'll see how long they can keep it going.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Last game for Brooklyn, it was a loss to the Pistons in Detroit.
And with the number of turnovers they had in that game, guys, it was going to be an uphill battle all the way.
Especially when you couple the turnovers with the soft defense they were playing. That's a losing combination.
So for Brooklyn now, they've got Brook Lopez, Robert Covington out there with Young. There's Jeremy Lamb, and it's Thomas in at the 1 spot. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Pelicans had a huge game. He ended with 23 points and did his work from a pair of lines, hitting from both beyond the arc and from the charity stripe. Just another fantastic showing in what has been a great stretch of basketball for him.
Thank you, Doris. He was the player they leaned on that night. He didn't disappoint them.
Not at all. Came through in a big way. Whatever they needed from him, he was able to deliver.
Well, I think he actually gave them a little more than what they needed. Terrific all-around effort.
We've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Left side, Thomas. Here's Lamb. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. And that's now 10 points for Lamb.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
King, the pass to Chandler. Soft touch off the glass.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Now here's Thomas. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and they'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
The Knicks making a switch here. Oladipo's checked in, and a change for the Nets. T.J. Warren, he's checked in for Robert Covington. King, the pass to Anthony. And there's another one for the Knicks.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play it.
Thomas against King. Thomas dishes to Lamb. Puts it up from 12. Knocked loose. Knicks trail by 7. King right side. Anthony in the corner. Anthony off a pick from King. It's Anthony with the drive. This break gives us the chance to see which teams have been the most successful in the transition game this month. Second, the Knicks.
I mean, it's about the pace they've played with here offensively. They don't look like they're showing any signs of slowing down.
Second free throw, no good. Nets leading by 6. Thomas with the ball. Now guarded by King. And again, no good by Brooklyn. That's tipped.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Lopez a screen. And Thomas, here we go. Shoots the 3. And again, no good by Brooklyn. New York's gone 0-2 from deep here in the center. From deep. Lopez grabs the board.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Thomas kicks to Young. Back to Thomas. Fires from deep. The shot is off. The Knicks go the other way with it. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
And even in hostile territory, as they were that day, they had no jitters at all. I mean, the confidence kept growing as the shots kept falling.
And they were falling big time. I mean, from the top to the bottom of that roster, everybody was locked, loaded, and spraying jumpers.
And here is Thomas following the three-pointer by Freak. Lopez a screen. Here's Young. That's tipped. To the paint. Young with the steal. King with the steal. 3-on-3. Shot is off. Good D by Lopez.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
There's the triple, and it's good. 3 points on the board on the shot from King. King's got the game tied up here for the Knicks. Thomas against King. Lopez sets a screen for Thomas. Over to the left wing. The feed now to Lamb. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That's good. And it's 7 points for Brook Lopez.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Thomas against King. Lopez with the block. As they get it back. Here's Porzingis. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Young sets a screen for Warren. That's good.
Thaddeus Young getting in the way of the defense there. Really solidly done on the screen.
Clearly a 2-for-1 situation here, guys.
Oh, without question, Greg. I mean, the wise move would be to get themselves a quick shot so they have an opportunity to get that 2-for-1.
You know, not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
It's tipped, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession.
Tape up.
And we're through the...
Some ground for you to make up, no doubt, here in the first half. What are the areas you need to improve on to get back even with them?
All right, listen up, everybody. The second half doesn't have to be as close as the first if we pay attention to a couple of things. Nice work coming off the bench, guys. Great energy, great offense. We really got to show our depth in the first half. I did, however, like our on-the-ball defense.
Ladies and gentlemen, the third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. What can you say? Jeremy Lamb, an impressive effort here today.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
King, he's in at point guard. Porzingis is out there with LeBron James. Then there's Victor Oladipo. And it's Knight in at the 5 down low. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession.
And let's see the stat sheet here on Victor Oladipo. Breaking down his play since the All-Star break. He's putting up 6 points a night, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
And all indications are that he's been working hard on his game. It just hasn't shown up in the box score yet. That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
You just cannot allow the offense to have that quality of a look each and every possession.
Got that one, and the Nets lead has been cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from King.
What a great play. Totally schooled the defender on that one.
Thomas against King. And Thomas, here we go. Here's Lopez. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. 9 points for Brook Lopez.
And he's been the catalyst all game long. Love how he's distributing the basketball.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, when the offense runs through him, it's really smooth.
King against Thomas. Steps back and fires. Flash misses.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
Dishes it to Young. Drills the 3-pointer. And now a 10-point Nets lead.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
Here's King. They get it again. Here's Knight. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's on Thaddeus Young.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for Porzingis. Both good from the line that time. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Thomas kicks to Young. Passes it to Warren. Young, a screen on Anthony. Lopez, a screen. Warren, the pass to Lopez. He got right to the cup using that screen. Lopez has got the lead up to 10 now for the Nets. The Knicks have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker with the break. Here's King. Anthony on the wing. Back to King. Here's Oladipo, and he comes off the screen up here with the jump shot. Oladipo's got 5 now.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Lopez sets a screen for Warren. Unloads. Knicks with the rebound. King's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Lets it go with the 3. And there's the call on James. That is his first time. Knicks trail by 11. On the court for the Nets, getting the 4th quarter going. Young out there with Brook Lopez. Then there's Shane Larkin. Then there's Warren. And it's Thomas in at the point guard position. Got a piece of it. King, right side. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Brooklyn leading by 11. Right wing. Here's Thomas. Elbow shot is on the way. That one wide left. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Here's King. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
Now here's Thomas. It's deflected, but he recovers it. Over to the left wing. Goes back up. Warren, good. Warren's got the 4th quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Brooklyn. Knicks trail by 13. And King, here we go. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
And that's just a great individual play right through the teeth of the defense.
Poke loose. Now the fast break. King with the ball. Finishes the break with a slam.
And sometimes when you want something done, you got to do it yourself. That dunks the shot in the arm they need to really cut into that lead.
Well, Greg, it certainly got everybody on their bench up and off their seats and cheering.
Yeah, that could be an instant momentum shift. That certainly was a rim wrecker.
Fires for 3.
Sticking too much.
Rebound, Brooklyn.
And if they know what's good for him, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball into 3-point territory.
And you're right there, Clark, because anything less than lockdown defense on him is going to result in a triple.
The 3. Brooklyn with the rebound. Lopez has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far. Tell you what, boy, it's hard to watch when the guy gets good shots and misses them. He's missed everything this quarter.
Flash misses.
Misfires again, and the ball just refuses to cooperate with him. It's a tough day so far.
Thomas against King. Young sets a screen for Thomas. Shot clock at 5. King with the steal. Pull up Jay. Excellent D from Thomas.
Well, he's building a house with those bricks. I mean, one reason is he keeps trying to force it up when he's defended well. Move the ball. Share the sugar.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. You got to play without fouling.
LeBron's checked in for New York. And the Nets making a change here as well. Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Shane Larkin.
I want you to focus on look to attack quickly. We need high percentage shots. Move the ball around and make the defense rotate.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Out left to the wing. Young with the steal. Jumps up. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And that steal paid instant dividends.
No wasted time or motion getting out on that fast break.
Here's King. Kept alive. Nice. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Brooklyn leading by 11. To the middle. Here's Thomas. It's tipped. Now King. Looking to get it going. And that's 2 points on the layup. King's got 9 points now in just the second half.
You know, huge height advantage there. But because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Young's shot is off.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
And he'll be the first to tell you, Greg, that's one he should have knocked down.
King, the pass tonight. And, yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. And King, here we go. Thomas with the steal. And oh, here we go. Warren's got it. A fast break chance. And a closer look here at the assistance for the Nets.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
King outside.
Move the ball. Stick it to
On the wing. And good as it just snugs right down through the net.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
Screen by Young. Double team on Thomas. King with the steal and stolen by Thomas. And again, Brooklyn on the court in transition. With the floater. Got a hand on it. And a fast break now for the Knicks. And the dunk by James.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
And Lamb kicks to Thomas. Double team on Thomas. Here's Lopez. And he gets it to go. And the Nets lead by 8.
Really just continuing to increase the lead. This one should be easy for the rest of the way.
Yeah, and you know, Greg, at this late stage, a lead like that has a team really feeling quite good about itself, and deservedly so.
One second separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's King. And the Knicks miss again.
And maybe, you know, he thinks he can shoot himself out of the cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody want to tell him to ease up off the threes.
And here is Thomas. And so it's Brooklyn with
the 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Brook Lopez. Tonight we saw all the reasons why he's been an established presence in this league for as long as he has. Clutch play from a great veteran. What are your thoughts, Kenny, on his game tonight?
Just a dominant display by Brook Lopez in the post tonight. Lopez is a threat on multiple levels. His offense is always going to be there, but his defense...
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal.
2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. Our game tonight featuring the New York Knicks as they go up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Looking at the last game for Cleveland, it was a loss to the Raptors at Air Canada Center. They got caught flat-footed, lost a game they felt should have been theirs. Looking to turn the page here. And as we march toward the end of the regular season, Shaq, I want your opinion on veterans being rested in back-to-back games.
You know what, Ernie, you hear a lot of people complain, but let me tell you from personal reasons, it's the right thing to do in some cases, especially for the older teams to have a real shot to win a championship. Popovich has been doing it. Look how many rings he got.
Well, there's been a lot of talk about extending the regular season and taking away some of those back-to-back games. But it's like bowling, Ernie. I'm a good bowler. Like, you're using your right arm a lot. And sometimes you need to rest it. You can't just start bowling with your left. So, for me, I bowled a perfect game twice in my life. I'm only using right hand. You need that rest.
That was the worst analogy you ever heard in life.
Oh, yeah?
are out of Cleveland as they take on their Eastern Conference rival in tonight's contest.
Ready to go?
A time-honored tradition, the NBA on 2K Sports Sunday Night Hoops action. Delighted to have all of you with us here tonight. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony and Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. Last time these two teams met, it was the Cleveland Cavaliers who came away with the W against the Knicks.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when a team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So on the floor for Cleveland.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up Clark that beautiful alley-oop dunk.
Yeah, that was nice.
No doubt. There are assists, and then, guys, there are assists.
And here is King following the three-pointer by Kevin Love. Lets the three fly. And there's 3 points. The long-range shot is on target from King.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take him long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
And the foul called on Freak. That is his first foul of the game. There's a good screen. Here's Ireland. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Yeah, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
Now it's ended down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk to Jeff Hornacek.
Kevin, speaking to him about their game plan, he said it is all about taking care of the ball and not forcing anything. He said the one team that beats us more than any other is ourselves. We get sloppy on offense, and it'll be a very tough game for us to win. It's something I stressed to them before the game. Let's see if they heard the message, guys.
Doris, thanks. Guys, shooting is a chief concern for them.
And if that is the focus, then their ball movement is going to have to be sharp today.
It's very rare that you see a team shoot the ball well without moving it well. And that's the hidden message when the coach talks about their shooting.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Irving with the ball. Now guarded by King. And another three for Cleveland.
A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. On defense, the Cavaliers. They trail by 1. King. Top of the key jumper, no good.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
The Knicks have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Oladipo outside.
Now that's a beautiful crossover. He left the D flailing.
Hey, don't forget about the finish. An emphatic dunk on the end of the play.
Yeah, buddy.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Flash misses.
Boy, he's got a nice-looking stroke. That almost went in.
And a lot of times he'll still knock those down no matter how good the D is.
James outside. Back to King. Lock at 6. Jacks up a 3. Can't hit, and Cleveland will come the other way. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
And the effort down the stretch, those final few minutes of regulation, you know, that's what they needed, but they were burnt out in the overtime.
Yeah, that's a good call, Greg. I mean, there was a little bit of a letdown for them in OT, and it happened after you expend so much energy just to force the overtime.
Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City dancers. Come on and give it up.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, I had a chance to find out what the Knicks coach was going over with his guys. The focus of the discussion was getting their offense to run through flash. Coach is looking for something special from him. He's usually not their main option at the offensive end, but it looks like he's going to be today. Guys, we'll just have to watch how it plays out here in the first half. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Doris. The Cavaliers shooting their first foul shot of the night. New York trailing. 1:22 left in the first quarter.
Move the ball. Stick it too much.
From past the arc. And the Knicks hit again from deep. Clark, a lot of give and take between these sides early.
Kevin, how about 6 lead changes in this half already?
And both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one. And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Cavaliers have gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Love with the screen on Chandler. Dawkins kicks to Love. Passes it to Baxter. He tries for 3. Cleveland the rebound. 7-second difference. Shot and game clock. Pass to Dawkins. To the left side wing. Baxter passes to Love. Buries it from about 10 feet away. Love's got 7. The Knicks have gone 7 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Anthony on the wing. Back to King. And that's not going to go. And we got a chance to hear from LeBron James about the hard work and preparation he brings into it.
I go back and I'm able to.
I think you'd have to say the preparation. The Cavaliers leading by 6. Gmoneyirl now for an injury report.
Thanks, Kevin. I just talked with Cleveland's head athletic trainer. He said he checked out that wrist, and fortunately, it looks like there's no long-term damage. Losing a player like him is a big blow to this team who lean on him to do so much. Someone else will have to step up, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris, for the update. We appreciate it, and we really hope for the best as always.
And he's a tough guy. My guess is he'll be back before we know it, and better than that.
Greg, I sure hope you're right. I mean, there are just so many uncertainties when it comes to dealing with injuries, though. Let's hope for the best.
On the court for Cleveland, they've got Dawkins. Anderson is out there with Kevin Love, and it's Baxter in at the 2. Dawkins against King. Shot from 16. Love can't hit.
High quality shot. Just a little off there with the release.
And Greg, that has him S-H-H-E, shaking his head. Tough miss that time.
Out to the wing. Baxter covered by Anthony. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots off the screen, and Love gets it to go. Love's got 5 points now this quarter.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Here's King. Oh!
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
I'll tell you what, I like that though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that, but I tell you what, when you got the skills like that, I say go for it.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Chandler kicks to Anthony. The rebound by Anderson. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. 9 seconds left in the second quarter. Knight sets the pick for James. Three-pointer. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And the first half.
No, Carmelo after this.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Kevin Love with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Always been a dynamic scorer, and we saw in that first half the entire repertoire on display.
Yeah, he's a hard man to keep down, and so far they haven't found the answer for him. I don't know if there is an answer for him, quite honestly.
King is in at the point. Porzingis is out there with LeBron James. Then there's Oladipo, and it's Knight in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 for New York right now. And let's now go to the sideline and catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Nets played really well. He ended with 19 points and was just a menace defensively and came away with a bunch of steals. He put in a great game at a time his team needed it most.
All right, thanks, Doris. He's got a lot of positives to take away from that game.
He really does. It was one of his better performances, and that's saying something because we've seen this guy have a lot of good ones.
And you'd have to imagine that he'll be out to build on it, to go one better here tonight.
For Cleveland, they have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game.
And taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%. And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. And it's sent back by Irving. Ireland. James covering. The dish to Irving for 3. Breaks the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals. 5 for 8 in the game.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Here's King. Some solid defense there from Irving.
Still a bit chilly from the field at the start of this third quarter. 1 of 4 so far.
And the rejection by James. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession. The Knicks making a switch here. Lures checked in. And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. And on the way from Irving for 3. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
This is the 2K leaderboard with a rundown of the NBA's top defenders. New York comes into this one following a loss to the Brooklyn Nets.
And in part because I just thought they came out flat in that game and could never recover. Just not their best effort.
And I thought perhaps they might get an injection of life from somebody off the bench, but that never happened either.
Anderson outside. Here's Humphries. And again, it's Cleveland.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
Here's King. Good on the three-point shot. King's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Knicks.
And with that 3, his second of the half, he's equaled his total from before the break.
Here's Baxter. King with the block. And a fast break now for the Knicks. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. And now just a 2-point Cavalier lead.
He is raining threes here tonight, and he is going to continue to stay aggressive.
As he should. I mean, when you're having the kind of day he's having from long range, you're doing your team a disservice if you aren't shot hungry.
King with the steal. And a fast break now for New York.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Feeds it to Humphries. Back to Irving. And he banks in the layup. Irving's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Cavs.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
Knight passes to King. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. Now the pass to Irving. Love outside. And Cleveland again with the bucket.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
King outside.
Move the ball. Stick it too much.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Second chance effort. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Really another fantastic offensive rebound and putback. This is the second game in a row where he has just been ball dominant.
Here's Irving. Here's Humphries. Nice D from Oladipo.
You know what? His finishing ability is not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force.
Nice. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
3-1. They've been fighting to get back into it, chipping away little by little, and it's paid off.
Here's Irving. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Now the fast break. King with the ball. Here's Porzingis. That 3 off the mark. Cleveland's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. And he gets the bucket. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
This game, as close as it's been, you really hate to see it come to an end.
I agree.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
And King, here we go. Four on the clock. New York, no good that time either.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Here's Lampley. No good. Good work defensively by Anthony. For New York, they've gone just 2 of 8 in this fourth quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far. Here's King. And the 3-ball is good. King's got 25 points in the game.
He has a lot of points from long range this half. He's taken advantage of a really tired defense.
Irving attacking, and he gets it to go. Irving's got it all tied up now for the Cavs.
Boy, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
Patrick Beverly is checked in for New York. Anderson, he's checked in. The switcher also for New York. King's checked in for Patrick Beverly. Cavaliers making a switch here. And King, here we go. Pass tonight. He dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Move the ball.
Irving against
Stick
King.
it too much.
Takes it off the glass. King's got 8 points in the quarter.
Unbelievable basket. I mean, giving up a lot of height there, but he was not to be denied.
The game's hanging in the balance. That makes it a little different. He's going to get to the rim no matter who was standing in the way on that one.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thank you, guys. I had a chance to find out what Jeff Hornacek was discussing with his players. He told them, this is it, fellas. Let's hit them right out of this timeout. Put some pressure on them. Show them how much you want it. Let's go get it. Guys, he's really exhorting them to give them a burst of energy.
And James throws it down.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
It's a pick by Love. They set the pick. Outside Irvin. King with the steal. Jumps up. Finishes the break with a slam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. That's on LeBron James. Now let's take a moment to get the guys' take on the scoring so far for the Knicks.
You know, one of the big stories has been the three ball. It's been a key part of their offense throughout the game.
Yeah, but also give them credit for the layups they've had tonight after strong drives to the basket.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point. If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
You know what? Now the Knicks take it the other way. And Oladipo, here we go, from downtown, kept alive by New York. And so they foul intentionally. And Cleveland making a change here. Anderson's checked in. .34 left in the fourth. They double him with Love. Porzingis passes to King. James outside. 6 on the shot clock. New York needs to get off a shot. Here's Knight. And that's collected by Love.
Okay, guys, we are up, but the game is far from over. Let's extend the lead.
We've got 13 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
Irvin's got them falling right now, that's for sure.
There's 10 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. When they go to the intentional foul.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure, it's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they got to try to manage it. No mistakes there. I think you can close the book on this one, guys.
There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Over to the wing. For the three. Can't hit. So a close game sees New.
Hi, Kevin.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet Freak. He found his rhythm in the second half, and there was no stopping him then. He was locked and loaded.
How about the show?
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited. Tonight, it'll be the Atlanta Hawks going up against the New York Knicks. Checking out New York. 2 games into the season series against this team, they're tied at a game apiece. Look-offs in the length of them. They call it the second season, Shaq. What do you look for in a playoff team as an indicator of their ability to succeed?
Well, we all live by this old montage, old adage, whatever it is. Defense wins championships. Defense is big. What I like about the playoffs, Ernie, physicality. You can't hesitate to give a foul, prevent easy buckets.
Live from New York, 2K Sports proudly brings you Knicks basketball. Looking at the last game. New York Knicks, it was a win against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And they finished that one out up 4. Competitive, but ultimately they prevailed.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at it.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Horford is out there with Jerebko. Then there's C.J. McCollum. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. And it's Carroll in at the 3 spot. Now here's King. What a tremendous game he played against Cleveland. Passes it to Porzingis. Just 5 to shoot. Oladipo, good.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3 ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a 3-point battle taking shape here.
Let's send it over to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Mike Budenholzer. Doris?
Well, guys, it's been a challenging matchup for them. They've won only 1 of the 3 games this season. He said one of the hurdles has been overcoming the tough shot blocking inside, adding that, quote, it's pretty easy to get it sent back if you just put your head down. We've got to drive the rim, but with awareness to react to the defense and exploit them when they overcommit. Makes sense, Kevin. Let's see if it'll play out.
Wonderful stuff, Doris. Thanks. What approach to use against the opposing D, I guess, in the front of their minds, it sounds like, guys.
And I think it's going to take not just one approach, but several. I mean, they are so good at making adjustments defensively. They'll have to be ready to adjust on the fly as well.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, this is a team that will give you a lot of different looks at the defensive end, so adjusting and adapting, critically important.
To the left wing, and here's McCollum for 3. Can't hit, and New York will come the other way. They beat the Hawks during their last encounter in Atlanta.
In the last meeting of these 2 teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
Very satisfying performance, Greg, and one they'll look to repeat tonight. I mean, they ended up winning it going away.
Now here's King after LeBron James's miss. Here's the 3. And good, the 3-point shot, good from King. King's got himself on the board with 3 there. Hawks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And the foul called on Freak. That's his first foul.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Now here's Schroeder, fended by King. Here's Horford. Now here's McCollum. He's coming off a 16-point game against Boston. There's the screen. Shoots it. That's good on the jump shot. McCollum's got his first basket. New York's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. And King, here we go, will not go. This is off the front iron.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
McCollum up top, guarded by Oladipo. McCollum kicks to Horford. Puts it up from 12, and Oladipo pulls it down. The Knicks have gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
There's the pick. Cullen passes to Jerebko. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Up top, King. He's guarded by Schroeder. King, right side. And there's another one for the Knicks.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
And here's Schroeder. Coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. The shot's good from Jerebko.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Looking at the last game for the Atlanta Hawks, it was a loss to the Boston Celtics.
And really, I just felt like they didn't compete, particularly on the backboard, probably their weakest area in that game.
Well, they weren't doing their work early. They weren't carving out space for themselves under the glass. And guys just weren't working hard enough in my estimation.
Now here's Schroeder. Defense right on him. There's the triple. Yarebko can't get it to go.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
King outside. The three. Atlanta with the rebound.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Now here's McCollum, guarded by Oladipo. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
New York leading by 4. He's in at point guard. Anthony out there with Porzingis. Then there's Oladipo, and it's Knight in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. And he gets it to go. Atlanta's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Cavaliers got the job done. He finished with 31 points, and he got there with his usual way. Just an impressive barrage of threes. This game is just the latest performance in what has been a hot streak for him. Will he bring the fire tonight, guys?
All right, Doris, thank you. He played at a level that very few players are capable of playing.
And you know, I'll be interested to see how much he's got left in the tank. I mean, that performance had to take a lot out of him.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes supreme confidence can increase your stamina and endurance. So I'll be interested to see how that affects his play.
And once again off the mark by Atlanta. New York's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Here's Mills. This is to Schroeder. There's the pick. Here's the floater. And he gets it to go. The Knicks leading by 7. Outside Anthony. It's deflected. Mills with the steal. Double by King. Horford dishes to Schroeder. 6 on the shot clock. 14 feet away. It's tipped.
You know, not really a significant margin in terms of them rebounding, but enough to get the job done.
Yeah, but one more advantage in the stat column, and that's what's translated to this lead.
Inside, here's Yarebko. Knight grabs the board.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
The Hawks trail by 7. Schroeder kicks to Mills. 1:11 left in the first half. Now here's Schroeder, defended by King, and that one's good. Schroeder.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But boy, that was a nice job.
King outside. There's the 3, and that one's good. King's got 11.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
Schroeder kicks to Horford. They set the screen, and he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know, he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
The Hawks trail by 6.
Clock is clearly on their side.
Exactly, and they can hold it for the last shot, and I think they will.
He lobs it up. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now, they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life. Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Freak really making a difference here.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly great of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
And on the floor for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. We've got your Rebco. Dennis Schroeder is out there with C.J. McCollum. Then it's Damari Kicks, and it's Horford. At the center, locking down the middle. Knight hits them both. Here's Schroeder. Knocks it loose. King with the steal. And here we go. Nice shot by Porzingis. Porzingis has got his first 2 points of the night.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
The Knicks leading by 8. Down low. Out of bounds. Atlanta will take possession. With the break in the action, let's go to the 2K leaderboard. These teams have been dialed in defensively this month. Number 5, the Hawks.
What a month they've had defensively. I mean, they've really gotten after it on that end of the floor.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. 18 feet out. Doubled by King. King with the steal. Rebound, Atlanta. Schroeder's got 3 rebounds now in this one. At the elbow, Horford. Horford double team. Here's Jerebko. No good. So New York will take it the other way.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
Just 5 to shoot. Came hard off that pick and finished strong.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing. And right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Knicks City Dancers.
Both teams will make substitutions.
Knicks City Dancers.
New York leading by 15. Anthony on the wing. Lots of room. That one goes. Count it. Anthony's got 11 points.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
Now here's Schroeder, covered by King. King with the steal. Pull-up jumper. Ball going up court. Here's Chandler. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
An 85% shooter there, and they've been able to count on him hitting his shots from the line.
Yeah, guys, I mean, he's been a very steady hand for them when it comes to his free throw shooting.
High arcing shot. And they're moving it up. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And finished off by LeBron.
And it's all one-way traffic tonight, boy. They have been lights out offensively.
And there's no telling how big that lead's going to get. But, again, it's just one game, but nonetheless a very impressive one, the way they've handled their business here.
Good. James has got 4 points in the quarter.
And they've looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Well, it certainly has. I mean, they've done a really good job recognizing it.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. And the Hawks with possession here. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the court for the Knicks, King is in at the point. Anthony out there with LeBron James. Then there's Oladipo, and it's Porzingis in at the pivot, manning the middle. Up top, King. He's guarded by Schroeder.
Stick it too much.
King outside. Off target with his three.
And I wouldn't put it past him, guys, to eventually start hitting those, given what he did in the first half.
Mills passes to Schroeder. Picked by Horford. Schroeder with the ball. Now guarded by King. And the basket by Horford.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
And that one's good.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
Carroll with it. He's picked up by James. Carroll dishes to Schroeder. At the elbow, Horford. 6 to shoot. And the shot's good after hitting off the rim.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would have the lead.
And King, here we go. Pass to Carmelo. Now here's Schroeder. He's guarded closely. He kicks it to Jerebko. The Hawks working the ball around. Schroeder passes to Jerebko. And there's the feed to Schroeder. LeBron with the block.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Knicks City Dancers.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, I had a chance to find out what the Knicks coach was going over with his guys. He told the team he wanted their offense to run through Carmelo Anthony. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. So Coach waiting until the final stages to pull a few tricks out of his sleeve. Kevin, let's see if he's made a wise decision.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. King against Jones.
Move the ball and stick it too much.
Jones against King. Shoots. Rebounded by the Hawks.
Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
Here's McCollum. It's deflected. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. King against Jones. And King, here we go.
Talk about being on his game. Look at the numbers for Flash. He has 15 points, and he has been the definition of a thief with all those steals.
And Clark, defensively, he has played this game just so intelligently. I mean, he hasn't let them get away with any loose passes or sloppy ball handling.
Jones with it. Now guarded by King. Doubled by King. McCollum kicks to Young. And Jones has it in the corner. The three-pointer off the mark.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
We need to calm down.
Here's Burke has some information for us.
Yes, guys, Mike Budenholzer had some words for his team. If what he talked about is a true indication, the pick and roll is going to be their go-to play from now on. He sees that as being their best option offensively. Another part of what he said to them centered on his desire to see them shooting the ball every opportunity that presents itself. He said, "Fire away, guys. You've got the green light." A few late-on-the-fly adjustments as the situation gets more desperate for them. It's going to be a tough climb, guys.
All right, Doris, thanks. The Knicks leading by 21. The 19-foot shot. The kick out to Oladipo. Jacks up a three. Anthony can't hit. The Hawks have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Carroll dishes to Horford. Jones, no one around him. Cans it from downtown. Jones has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
Inside, Knight. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
And with that basket, you'd have to think this lead is secure.
I'm almost ready to go there with you, partner. Not quite. I'm hanging around at that 98% mark, so it's just about done, but I need a little more evidence to close the book on.
Back to King. Out tonight. Jones against King. Pass to Porzingis. Out of bounds. Atlanta takes possession.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having every.
So no problem for New York as they.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Freak.
Freak puts it all together. It's no contest to who the best player on the court is. He was outstanding tonight. His feel and understanding of the game were on display.
We got to give it up to him for his defensive performance tonight. That was one active set of hands on him. 5 steals were the result of his work on the defensive end. And as disruptive as he was on D, I'm almost surprised he only had 5.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Hart.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Glad you are joining us today as we enter the final episodes of the NBA regular season. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight we'll see the Toronto Raptors as they play against the New York Knicks. Checking out New York. 2 games into the season series against this team, they're tied at a game apiece, looking to grab the edge tonight. And as we march toward the end of the regular season, Shaq, I want your opinion on veterans being rested in back-to-back games.
You know what, Ernie, you hear a lot of people complain, but let me tell you from personal reasons, it's the right thing to do in some cases, especially for the older teams to have a real shot to win a championship. Popovich has been doing it. Look how many rings he got.
Well, there's been a lot of talk about extending the regular season and taking away some of those back-to-back games. But it's like bowling, Ernie. I'm a good bowler. Like, you're using your right arm a lot, and sometimes you need to rest it. You can't just start bowling with your left. So for me, I bowled a perfect game twice in my life. I'm only using right hand. You need that rest.
That was the worst analogy I ever heard in my life.
No, yeah, I think so too.
Think
how good a bowler are you, Kenny?
I'm probably like a 190 bowler.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, consistently.
I don't buy that either.
Me either.
Okay.
Are you a good bowler, Shaq?
Yep, good serial bowler.
Oh.
We're in the place they call the Air Canada Centre in Toronto, Ontario. The home of the Raptors, where we're broadcasting live. Buckle yourselves in, everybody. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. For the Raptors, happy to be here in Toronto right now in the midst of a nice homestand. They're in the lower tier of the playoff contenders, hanging out at the 7th spot in the Eastern Conference.
It's go time. Now, these are two teams whose rivalry goes way back, and anytime they renew it, the fans, as well as all that are involved, are going to be in for a treat.
I like that. Go time. That's a good way to put it. I mean, this will be a testy encounter between these two. The build-up to the game has been extremely intense. I think everybody's expecting some kind of volatility to erupt on the floor today.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And New York, looking at who they've got. King in at point guard. LeBron James is out there with Anthony. Then there's Victor Oladipo. And it's Knight in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. We'll go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Dwayne Casey. What's the news, Doris?
There are a lot of big names to deal with in this one, but perhaps none bigger than LeBron James. He told me planning for LeBron is a headache because he can do so much on the floor, saying there isn't a hole in his game. The only real way to slow him down is to get him working against himself. Physically, there is no answer for LeBron.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. The wide open look here for DeRozan. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. DeRozan's got his first 3 points of the game. The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And King, here we go. Knight passes to King. Kicks it out to LeBron. LeBron gets the screen from King. And LeBron James with the 3. LeBron's got 7.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3 ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a 3-point battle taking shape here.
Here's DeRozan. Here's Thompson. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. Toronto shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And when you look at that free throw percentage on the season, they're right around 73%.
And Kevin, it's something they've been working very hard to correct and to change. I mean, they know how important it is to fix that inability at the free throw line.
Here's Lowry. It's blocked. They recover it. No good. Nice D from Oladipo.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here's King. He had 19 points in the win against Atlanta.
And defensively, guys, he was just all over the place, forcing turnovers and applying terrific ball pressure.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Raptors trail by 3. To the inside. It's tipped. It's stolen by Oladipo. And a fast break now for New York. And the dunk by LeBron.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now, they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life.
Here's Olynyk following the basket by LeBron James. And DeRozan. Here we go. Misses from close range. The Knicks leading by 5. King, the pass to Oladipo. Back to King. To the middle. It's tipped. Stolen by Thompson. Lowry against Oladipo. DeRozan, a good look. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. DeRozan's got his second bucket tonight.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
King against Lowry. Here's Knight. Good D by Thompson. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Lowry against King. Here's DeRozan. Offensive rebound. Here's Olynyk. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Olynyk's got his first bucket in this one.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
On the defensive end, I want some of you to crash the glass and get control of the ball. The rest of you, leak out so we can get some easy transition points.
Both teams changing it up here. Here's King. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. We've got Olynyk, and it's Marsh in at the 2 spot. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. Here's King. They set the pick. Drills it from outside. King's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Knicks. Raptors shooting 41% for the game. Here's Lowry. It's tipped, but they recover it. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
King against Lowry. Shoots it. Can't get it to go.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
And we've played through the first minute here in the second. Pass to Garner. Outside for Lowry. Down low. 6 on the shot clock. Stokes can't get it to go.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Hawks put on a show. He ended with 19 points and was just a menace defensively and came away with a bunch of steals. It was exactly what they needed in a critical game for the team.
Great, Doris. Thanks. Any chance we see him top that performance right here tonight?
You know, I can't imagine he'd be able to pull off that kind of an outing 2 games in a row. But, hey, that's what the truly great ones are capable of doing.
Boy, even if he came close to matching it, that would be really impressive. But I tell you, that's asking an awful lot of one guy.
And the Raptors with the ball. A 12-point game. To the middle. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Kyle Lowry with a beautiful setup.
New York's gone 6 of 7 from long range tonight. They've been on fire from way outside. Here's King. A 3-pointer off the mark. The Raptors have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Here's Garner. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. He has 5.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
The feed tonight. King against Lowry. Pass to Porzingis. Some nice passing by New York here. Oladipo off the pick from King. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Off the pick. That's good. King's got 8 points.
A lot of space. right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now, here's Lowry. He's coming off a 22-point game against Dallas. Olynyk sets a screen for Lowry. The pass to Olynyk. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Olynyk's got his second basket of the night.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close.
I don't want us taking shots with hands in our faces. Move the ball. Move the ball. Spread their defense and get our shooters some clean looks. Tighten up.
Percentage. First and fewest turnovers per game. And they're in the top 10 getting into the passing lanes and coming up with steals.
And you look at their ranking, tops in free throw percentage. I think it speaks to their focus and discipline as a team. They look to capitalize on every mistake and started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Raptors trail by 9. The screen from Thompson. Feeds it to Olynyk. Pass to March. He kicks to Olynyk from past the arc. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
The Knicks leading by 6. And the foul called on Freak. That's his third foul of the game.
Well, that's not been a typical possession for them in this first half. You know, for the most part, they've been pretty smart with the ball.
Catching up on the changes for New York. John Lure comes in for Knight. And LeBron's subbed in for Carmelo Anthony. And the foul called on. And we're through the...
Well, Carmelo...
Welcome back, everybody, to the start of the second. Porzingis comes in for Knight, and King subbed in for Victor Oladipo. Setting the floor for the Knicks. King, he's in at the point. Porzingis is out. New York's gone 7 of 10 shooting from three-point land tonight. Excellent numbers from outside. There's the screen. Here's King. Off target from three-point range.
You know, even against defense as tight as that, you expect him to bury those.
Yeah, I don't know, though, Clark. That defender was on him like glue on that possession. That would have been a heck of a bucket, even though we've seen him hit those in the past.
Here's Garner. Can't tie it up as that one misses.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. I thought he was headed the other way with that one.
Here's King. New York, no good that time either. Toronto trailing. March, covered by King. Pass to Trent. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. For Toronto, they come in off the loss to Dallas.
And nothing went well offensively on this night for them. They were just completely disjointed.
Yeah, you could call it the 3 Ds. Disjointed, disorganized, discombobulated, or whatever else you wanted to use to describe that would be appropriate.
And the second free throw, good. A minute 42 left in the third quarter. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And it's DeRozan missing.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
And the dunk by James.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly.
Pass to March. They set the pick.
Yeah, you got to be in control when you go to the rack, Kevin. You can't just run guys over.
The Knicks leading by 5. right at the free throw line. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. That's 12 points for Freak.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra. Boy, they came out of the locker room at halftime with a much more physical disposition than they had in the first half.
And that helps, Clark. They've got extra trips to the foul line, and they need that to continue if they're going to get back in this game.
Out to the right wing. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Stokes. And it's King with the rebound. New York's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. From deep. Fires from deep. That's good. King's got 5 points now this quarter.
And this is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
To the wing right side. Here's Marsh. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
And how about that, responding to the three-pointer against them with a quick one of their own.
Terrific little tay-to-tay going on right now. Back and forth. Here we go.
And you know what? He's got...
Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. New York leading by 8. Thompson is out there with Kelly Olynyk. Then there's Lowry. And it's Gardner in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Flash misses. Toronto's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. And the pass to Marsh. And Olynyk kicks to Lowry. And he converts the layup. Lowry's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Toronto.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. Boy, that was a nice job.
You know what? Nice job there on the attack at the rim, drawing the contact.
And from a defensive standpoint, a good foul to save the dunk there.
Both free throws good from King.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Pass to Marsh. He feeds it to Thompson. There's the pick. He dishes it to Olynyk. Back to Thompson. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Up top, King. Knight on the wing. New York moving the ball around. King against Lowry. From the wing, it's deflected, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Passes to Marsh. Anthony against Thompson. Five to shoot. From beyond the arc. Rebounded by Anthony. The Knicks leading by 6. Pass to Flash. Fires the 3. The shot is off. Raptors have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Thompson dishes to Lowry. Here's Gardner. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 6 assists here tonight.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist. No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
High arcing shot. Good. Now just a 2-point Knicks lead.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear. It's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
And King, here we go. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Toronto. Now the dish to Thompson, and Lowry has it in the corner. No good on the triple. New York leading by 4, and Oladipo kicks to Anthony. King left side. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. And the Knicks miss again.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
And DeRozan, here we go. Lowry passes to DeRozan, and it falls over the rim and in.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
And they just keep finding the open man.
King against Lowry. Anthony on the wing. It's good from long range.
They've stepped up their three-point shooting game in the second half. They're letting it fly out there with reckless abandon.
Not lacking in confidence, and I really like that. Sometimes you see teams get conservative once they get a lead, playing not to lose.
That one's in there. The Knicks lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from DeRozan.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Lowry against King. The screen from Thompson. And it's DeRozan missing.
That's what we call good defense in the paint, worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket. What a beautiful pass to set that one up.
The pass might have been pretty, but the finish, I thought, Clark, angry.
That's a heck of a combination. Pretty pass and an angry punch.
And that's what makes the alley-oop such a terrific play.
Patient.
I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
During that break, Dwayne Casey had some words for his team. With a deficit as we approach the final buzzer, he stayed upbeat, saying, listen, we can battle back, fellas. Just stay with me. I need all-out effort here, and we can bring it home. Fellas?
Zinkas, he's checked in for New York. A minute 20 left in the game. Right side, Knight. LeBron James on the wing, and he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
.110 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Thompson, got a piece of it. Shot on the way, and again it's New York. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for New York.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shot.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in the transition.
Some really terrific numbers for Thompson. 9 points, and he's been a good on-the-ball defender, too. He's got a pair of steals.
Yeah, he's just made a lot of very heads-up plays, and his defense really has been a difference maker. And you know what? If you're the defense, you got him right where you want him. Let him keep shooting those threes because he's been brutal in this half.
DeRozan, yes! And now they trail by just 4. It's stolen by Lowry. Count the basket and the foul. And so it's Toronto winning this.
Kevin.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation. Kyle Lowry. He had a double-double and made a huge difference tonight. And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game.
2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. It's 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. The playoff picture becoming much clearer, but still a handful of games yet to be played. Our game tonight featuring the New York Knicks as they go up against the Boston Celtics. Well, for Boston, playing under 500 basketball over the last 10 games, they can do better, and they'll try to get on the winning side tonight. Well, Boston had been in a bit of a rebuild since the end of the days of the Big Three. Last season, they got back into the postseason. Shaq, where do you see this team going in the next few years?
Well, they have great guards to build around, and they can continue to be big players in the free agency for the next few seasons. They got to make all the right moves. Their president, I played for him. He's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing.
You know what? I could see them trying to strive for the modern.
Park Avenue and 42nd Street outside Grand Central Station in Midtown Manhattan.
All right, ready to go?
It's time for some hoops at the home of the New York Knicks. We're bringing it to you live on 2K Sports. Just a single game at home. After this one, it's back on the road for the Knicks. They're down in 10th place in the East.
This is a special matchup. I mean, we got here tonight. Two rival franchises, a lot of history between the two, and some bad blood. So let's just see how all this adds up in terms of drama.
And guys, I think if you ask them, as far as they're concerned, this game counts twice in the standings. I mean, it carries that kind of weight. It really holds that kind of significance for both of them.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the floor for Boston, Amir Johnson is out there with Dwayne Dedmon. Then there's Avery Bradley. Then there's West.
You can just see the passion and love with which he plays the game. You see how he prepares, the work ethic, the way he interacts with his teammates. And when he hits the floor, it's all about the game.
For the New York Knicks, they come into this one following a loss to the Raptors in Toronto.
Probably their poorest defensive effort all season long. I mean, at home, that kind of D is not going to cut it. Never mind when you're on the road.
Hey, I don't know, guys. This may be all speculation. Perhaps they had a bad flight into town the night before, and we all know a rough flight in can lead to turbulence on the court.
Austin with the ball. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
And I really felt in watching that game that they needed to abandon the three-point shot. It wasn't there. The percentage was horrific, but yet they continued to try to
all night with that. And I really think that's what did them in. I mean, sometimes it's just not there for you on the perimeter, and you can't try to shoot yourself out of a bad shooting night from outside.
And he's good on the second. Knicks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And King, here we go. And the Knicks miss again. Knicks on defense. They're looking for a little bit of redemption in this one after the loss to them here last time.
And really a resounding loss the last time they matched up. They got absolutely manhandled on the board.
And Greg, you know how it is. At some point, you just got to man up and play with a lot more aggressiveness and toughness and pride inside.
Now here's West, and the foul called on Free. The Knicks leading by 10. On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. Amir Johnson is out there with Jay Crowder. Then there's West. Then there's Bradley. And it's Griffin in at the 5 down low. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Raptors delivered quite a performance. He ended with 22 points and was effective from long range as he got that scoring line by dropping in a good amount of threes. Just another fantastic showing in what has been a great stretch of basketball for him.
All right, thanks, Doris. He's got a lot of positives to take away from that game.
He really does. It was one of his better performances, and that's saying something because we've seen this guy have a lot of good ones.
And you'd have to imagine that he'll be out to build on it, to go one better here tonight.
And here are the Knicks now, following the bucket by the Celtics.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
West outside. High post try. It's rebounded by New York. King outside. From the arc. Shot's good. King's got 6 here in this quarter.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Johnson the screen. It's West with the drive. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Quick hands and the ability to anticipate the opening to create a turnover. So valuable, especially for a guard, as we see 2 tremendous talents with their ability to steal that ball away.
You know, and John Stockton, the only player to have cracked the 3,000 barrier in terms of career steals. You ask the fans about Stockton, and it's his passing they'll remember. But if you ask the players he's played up against, they'll tell you it's his defense that was just as sharp.
Now here's King. He's coming off a 22-point game against Toronto.
And don't forget about his playmaking in that game either. I mean, he did a great job of attacking the D and creating opportunities for both himself and his teammates.
Now Bradley, following the 3-point attempt by Freak. Back to Bradley. And Anthony sends it back. Now the fast break. King with the ball. Misses the 3. Celtics trail by 12. West with the ball. Now Anthony defending. West dishes to Bradley. In the corner, Crowder with it. Shot clock at 6. And that is good. Crowder's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Here's King. Traps in the tray.
They're going back to the 3-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc. And now let's take a moment to check out the stats for Flash. He's been in good form here the last few weeks, averaging about 23 points per, over 2.5 steals and 6 assists. And for any other player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were great, but for him, they're just simply run-of-the-mill.
Sure, you know, most guys would be satisfied with that stat line, but he's built for more.
And just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this league.
And Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark.
Which is a spark they desperately need, Kevin. They've got to ramp up the intensity.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
James checked in for Porzingis. West with the ball. Here's the screen. Here's Mark, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That one's on Anthony. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for New York.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up.
And through one half, it...
Carmelo.
As we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Carmelo Anthony really has his fingerprints all over this one.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough one.
King in at point guard. Porzingis is out there with LeBron James. Then there's Oladipo, and it's Knight in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Here's King. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Quick hands on the steal, and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action.
Do it. Stay down. Stay down.
For Boston, they have shot 5 of 8 from the foul line. And he knocks down the first one.
2 shots.
Good on both. New York leading by 17. From outside the arc, the shot is off. West with some nice D. And a fast break now for the Celtics. And yes, sir, that one drops. He's got 11.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
West against King. There's the three. And another field goal in this total. Make it 7 for 14, shooting 50%.
And I love the tenacity, guys. He simply can will his way into games at times and exert his presence. Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second one.
Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Celtics trail by 16. Some solid defense from Knight.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Flash misses. For Boston, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Shot from 12. Bradley can't get it to go.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Well, we've seen him before. He does not allow you to just get easy baskets. He's always going to make you work for it.
But they get it back. And that one's good. Oladipo's got 5.
And guys, that kind of sums it up right there. I mean, one team getting after it, hustling the rebounds, the putbacks. The other team just a step slow.
And the foul called on Freak. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
The Knicks making a switch here. Chandler's checked in. Crowder, he's checked in for the Celtics. It's Bradley on the wing. No one near him. It's rebounded by New York. King's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
Move the ball. It's sticking too much.
Shoots it up. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
I mean, he was great in his last game, Clark, and clearly he has not lost that love and feel.
Let's pause for just a moment to see the teams that have been extremely effective with their three-point shooting this past month. In third, the Knicks.
I tell you what, when you have a month like this, the way they've been shooting it, you feel like the basket is 3 times as big as normal. I mean, it's hard to maintain this level of productivity, but we'll see if they can make it happen.
From deep. And there's the rebound by Dedmon. Dedmon's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Pass to Bradley. Second shot opportunity.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the stripe.
Carmelo Anthony's checked in for New York. And the Celtics also making a change. Biyombo's checked in. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Left side, Bradley. Good on the three-point shot. Bradley's got 6.
With the success they've been having from the three-point line since halftime, I'll bet you that scoreboard starts to look a lot different real soon.
Partner, that's assuming they can continue that hot shooting. But if they do, and especially if they can get a few stops, you have to think they'll make this thing interesting.
Johnson the screen. Bradley is screen on Anthony. Here's Falls. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
That's what I call a captivating move there. He absolutely incinerated the D with that one.
Here's King. And the 3 off target.
He's frigid from 3. I don't know what's worse, that he can't hit anything from out there or that he keeps on trying to.
Outside Bradley. Shot clock at 5. He feeds it to Biyombo. Nice D from Chandler. The Knicks leading by 14. Here's King. And a miss there on the triple.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face.
Dishes to Biombo to the wing on the left. Now here's Crowder. He's guarded by Chandler. And the shot's good from Crowder.
And that's what you like to see right there. A solid move to give himself some room and take it inside.
King outside. The three. That drops. King's got 23 points.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Johnson the screen. Here's Crowder. Can't get it to go. And New York the other way now. They led the game at 1 point by 20. King with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Launches a three. Johnson with the defensive effort.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
King outside. Bangs home the trifecta. King's got 13 points in the second half.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Here's Bradley. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
And that's the kind of move that will always pay off, even against tight defense.
And we're getting underway here. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup. But we'll see how much things change up here. On the floor for Boston, we got Jay Crowder. Jared Sullinger is out there with Dwayne Dedmon. Then there's West.
Yeah, but in the first half, he was just purely flawless as a ball secure. But that certainly hasn't been the case here in the second half.
They set the pick.
Move the ball.
King against West. Lets it go from deep. And count it. Three-pointer good on the shot from King. King's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Knicks. Sullinger the screen. Crowder kicks to Dedmon. Boston needs to get off a shot. Here's Sullinger. Connects. The jumper drops. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. King against West. Uncovered. Flash misses.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
West outside. Clock at 6. And it's denied. Now the fast break. King with the ball. No good on the three. Celtics trail by 17. West with the ball. Now defended by Oladipo. West draws the double. Here's Crowder. The shot's good on the assist by West. West has got 6 assists in the game.
Looking around, he knew one of his teammates was going to be open when they hit him with that double team, and he took advantage.
Here's King. Buries the long-range jumper. King's got 6 in the quarter.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
And guys, now that they're rolling from out there, the defense has to really get up into them. You've got to almost be in their jerseys to try to deny those looks.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Kevin, I had a chance to find out what the Knicks coach was going over with his guys. He told the team he wanted their offense to run through Carmelo Anthony. Coach has a lot of faith in him offensively and let his players know it, insisting that he be at the forefront of what they do at that end of the court from here on out. Guys, we'll see how Coach's direction pays off as this one winds down. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris.
Move the ball. It's sticking too much.
Here's King. And it's off from three-point range. West against King. Now here's West. Defense is right there. Lets it go from deep. Good.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
The Knicks leading by 15. Here's King. And that's an air ball. Not even close. West against King. West outside. Over to the left wing. Now here's Crowder, guarded by Oladipo. And again, Boston with the triple.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
That's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
James checked in for Carmelo Anthony. King outside. Three-pointer. New York, no good that time either. Celtics trail by 12. West passes to Brantley. And the rejection by James. Here's King. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
West against King. West outside. To the paint. Crowder dishes to Johnson. And it's King with the rebound. King's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Three-pointer. Shot misses. Bradley with some nice D. Celtics trail by 14. Lets it go with a 3. No luck.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling. And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Knicks.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, Clark, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Well, it's more than luck, Kevin. I think the shot selection was good, too.
And this will push their record to 39 wins and a good effort tonight.
And with this win, they bring the season series to an end, guys, with a split 2 games apiece.
I'm sure it meant a lot to them not letting a conference opponent get the better of them. That's important to them for sure.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Flash. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel. He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. A 3-ball. And there's the rebound by Dedmon. And a fast break now for the Celtics. West with the ball. And stolen by James. King outside. Nails it.
The fans are just loving what's going on here tonight. A really good win for the home team.
It sure is. I mean, they kept this crowd in the game, gave them plenty to cheer about, and really used that home court advantage to their advantage.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin, and now let's move on to the presentation. Freak. He had just an outstanding fourth quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game.
I don't know.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game.